Hi, ni hao, and welcome to this video on speaking Mandarin. Today we're going to go through two different aspects. We're going to go through pinyin and tones, as well as how we combine them together and do a little bit of speaking practice at the end. So pinyin, which you can see on the left-hand side here, refers to how we spell out the pronunciation of Mandarin words using English or Roman alphabet. So this shows us the sounds that we need to make to say words in Mandarin. This is then combined with tones that we will look at later on. On the side here, you can see a table with different initials, so starting letters, and finals, which are finishing letters. And combining these together in different ways produces all of the word or the sound combinations you can have in Mandarin. And the number of combinations you can have of initials and finals is much more limited than in other languages, for example, English, where there's a far wider range of phonetics than in Mandarin. So once you are confident with how to produce these finals and initials and in putting them together in different ways, you can say any word in Mandarin, and then you add the tone. So what we're going to do is we're going to go through how we pronounce each initial and final, and then I'm going to say the combinations that we have at the bottom. So often it's easier to pronounce initials and finals together in a combination because that's more natural. So I'm going to pick different endings to combine with the initials as I pronounce them. So let's go through together. We start with B, which is ba. So ba, ba. P is pa, pa. M is ma, ma. F, fa, fa. D, da, da. T, ta, ta. N, na, na. L, la, la. Notice how a lot of these sound exactly how you would expect in English as well. G is ga, ga. K, ka, ka. H, ha, ha. The next few are a little trickier. So J is jia, jia. We push our tongue against our front teeth at the top. Jia, jia. Q, we have the same tongue position. Tia, tia, tia. X is like an S sound, but we're going to push our tongue against our teeth again. So xia, xia. ZH is more like a traditional J sound in English. So ja, ja. Our tongue is curved and lower in our mouth. Ja. Then we have cha, cha. Sha, sha. R is a little trickier. I'm not going to combine it with A. I'm going to combine it with E instead. So r, r. So the R itself is r, r, r. And then adding the E, r, r. Z, z, z. The C is more of a TS sound. T, t. S, s, s. Y, also with the E, but it sounds different. Yeah, yeah. And W, I'll combine with A again. So wa, wa. Let's look at our finals now. A, ba. AI, bai. I, bai. AN, ban. An. ANG, bung. Ang, ang. bung. So here, although we're using this same A, it sounds different when combined with the A-N-G. So an becomes ung. Next we have A-O, ow, bow. E, again, this can sound different depending on what initial is used. So if we use the R, R, by itself it will be but if we combine it with Y, it becomes year, year. Next we have EI, A, so bay, EN, ben, N. ENG sounds more like a U. Ung, so bung. ER, R. I, again, can change its sound depending on which initial it's combined with. If we put it with a Z or a C, it sounds very minimal. So, c, or z, sounds more like an sound. But if we combine it with SH or CH, it's going to sound like sh. Sounds more like an sound. Sh. But if we combine it with M or B, it's going to sound lighter. So me or B. So I is one to watch out for. Next we have IA, ia, bia, pia, IAN, en. So here the A sounds more like an E. Bien, IANG, eong, eong. So we're combining the E, the I, with the ANG, eong. So byung, IAO, eow, biao, IE, air. So here the E sounds more like air, as in the air around us. Air, so bière. So bière. IN is just in, so bin. ING, ing. So there's a light G sound at the end. Ing, so bing. Next we have eong, so jiong, or chiong. IU, eo, so jiao. O by itself is an or sound. For example, I, which is war, or. ONG, ong, so bong, pong. OU, o, for example, goal, mole. Next we have U, which is oo. For example, boo, moo. Then we have ooh-ah, ooh-I. Next we have ooh-an, luan, duan. Then we have oo and oong, huang. Then we have U and E, ue, 月略 U and I 为对锐 UN un 盾轮 Next we have U and O or for example 国 law U with the umlaut on top is ü so tighter mouth making the U sound ü tongue is behind the front of your teeth so 绿 nu. Let's try saying our combinations at the bottom now. First one, ZHI, 知 CHI, 吃 SHI, 诗 RI, 日 ZI, Z CI, 吃 SI, 思 WU, 五 YI, E YU, 语 YE, 也 YUE, 月 YUAN, 圆 YIN, yin YUN, yun YING, ying. So as you can see, Pinyin only has a limited number of sounds and combinations. However, although many of them seem natural to English speakers and would sound how we would expect them to, some of them do sound different, and it is important to listen, repeat, and practice them regularly so you get the correct pronunciation from the beginning. What you don't want to happen is getting a certain way of saying it stuck in your head that is wrong and then have that problem continue throughout your Mandarin studies. So make sure you're listening, repeating, and practicing properly from the beginning. I would suggest finding an interactive Pinyin combination chart online so you can listen, see the spelling, and repeat it really easily and hear the different combinations over and over again. Okay, now let's look at tones. Tones is another aspect of pronunciation in Mandarin. Tones are the lines that we write on top of the pinyin when we're writing the pronunciation. Tones mean the pitch of words. So the pitch is how high or low the sound is. And pitch in Mandarin affects the meaning of words. So many words might be pronounced the same with the same pinyin, but if the tones are different, the words are different, which means the characters are different and their meanings are different. So in Mandarin, we have 5 tones. Well, 4 tones plus a neutral tone. So below, you can see the first, second, third, and fourth, and neutral tones. So how we would write them above the letters, and I'm going to let you know what they sound like in a second. So the important thing to know is that tones are relative to each other, which means your first tone has to be high and flat, but it doesn't have to be super high, just higher than all your other tones. So you don't have to be singing opera to reach the first tone. As long as it's higher than your other tones, then you're fine. So the first tone is high and flat. Let's use the A letter to show this. Ah, ah, ah. So my sound is not going up or down. Ah. Second tone, we're rising up to meet the first tone. Ah, 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 ah. Starting lower, finishing high. Ah. It sounds a little bit like you're asking a question. Ah. third tone is shown as down, up. But the third tone is tricky because it can be pronounced in two ways. So the traditional, commonly taught way is ah, ah. So you dip down, bounce back up. Ah. You hit a little bit of a gravelly spot in the middle there. Ah. However, if you're speaking quickly or hearing or listening to someone speaking quickly, the third tone often doesn't go down, up. It just stays low. So, ah, 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 ah. So you're just getting the gravelly sound in the lower part of your throat. So you will hear the third tone pronounced in those two ways. Fourth tone, we start high, finish low. Ah, 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 ah. Neutral tone is light, short. Ah, ah. This one is easier to pronounce when you've got another tone in front of it. You will always hear the neutral tone as a finishing tone, so not at the beginning of a word, but at the end. So, tones are important to practice by themselves, but equally important to practice in pairs or groups, because that's how you would naturally say them, not just in single words, but in phrases or sentences. So in a second at the bottom, I'm going to go through some phrases for beginners that you can start saying from today with the correct pinyin and tones. Okay, looking at our pinyin and tone combinations now, we've got a few examples at the bottom. The first one is ni hao, ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. So ni hao is a way of greeting someone, means hello. Ni means you. Hao is good. So these two are both third tones, but I'm not going ni hao, ni hao. When we have two third tones, the first one becomes a second tone to make it easier to say quickly. So it becomes ni hao, ni hao, ni hao. I could emphasize the third tone in hao and say ni hao, ni hao. But if you're speaking quickly, it usually comes out as ni hao, with just a low tone staying low. Number two, 我叫, 我叫, 我叫. So here, 我 is the third tone. But if I'm speaking quickly, I'm not going to go 我叫, 我叫. I'm going to stay low to make it faster and more natural. 我叫, 我叫, 我叫. 我叫, I. 叫 means called. Number three, 我20岁. 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 我 I. 20 20 岁 years old. 我20岁. I'm 20 years old. Number four, 我是英国人. 我是英国人. So notice how ying was higher and flatter than all the others. This is our first tone. 我是英国人. 我是英国人. I am 英国人, English person. Number five, 我家有3口人. 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 So notice how we're dropping down low for all of those third tones. 我家有 3口人。Lastly, 我家有3口人。My family has 3 口人。Measure word, people. My family has 3 people. Number 6. 我喜欢中文。我喜欢中文。So 我 and 喜 both are third tones. So 我 is going to become second tone. 我喜欢。我喜欢。我喜欢中文。我喜欢中文。我喜欢 I like 中文 Chinese. 我喜欢中文 I like Chinese. Excellent. So in this video, we've covered pinyin, tones, how to combine them together, and we've done a little bit of speaking practice. So you can get started speaking Mandarin today. Practice your pinyin with interactive pinyin charts. Practice your tones by listening and repeating. Try to bring them all together. Try to practice with individual words and then move on to short phrases and sentences. 加油! Keep going. 再见!